Hello class, this is going to be a video about your first essay, which is on isms. And before I jump into the actual prompt, I want to give you, the articles are here. The Staples article you've already read. Gamble's is about classism, and then Rhodes' article is about uh, lookism, genderism. Okay, so these are the three articles. And again, in these articles at the bottom, I give you the MLA information you need in order to in-text citations and for the works cited page. So those are there. Let's go to the prompt now. So here's the prompt. So isms, what I want you to do is take the three articles and the novel, and as far as you are, and I know why the cage bird sings, and I want you to compare and contrast isms to the people in the articles to yourself. And an ism here is, an ism is a distinctive practice, system, or philosophy, typically a political ideology or an artistic movement. The isms are like racism, genderism, classism, sexism. I even would say religionism. So not to be too personal, but I was brought up in a very fundamentalist Christian home, and I had to get out of that. It's not for me, I'm not judging anybody, but it was used as a weapon against me. So if you want to add ism to any ideology, I'm okay with that. Make up your own ism. So ableism, that's for handicapped people. But over here, so elitism, classism. So what you're going to do is compare and contrast yourself to people from this week's readings and the novel based on isms, any isms. What I want you to do though is the classism article, please make sure you use that. I think that's really important. I think that kind of ties into all of it. And if you take me for English 201, we really will hit on classism more in depth. Okay, so let's take a look here. So you're going to compare and contrast. You can do all compare, you can do all contrast. Your thesis statement will end up telling me what's what the blueprint or the map is for the essay. So the requirements, 4 to 7 pages long, at least 1,000 words. The thesis statement in the intro paragraph and all topic sentences in the body paragraphs must be highlighted in yellow. If they are not, I will not grade it. It will be marked late until you fix it. It must be double spaced. Okay, so you must include 3 in-text citations. So uh, 2 of them should come from different sources. So let's say that you're going to contrast yourself with, I'm going to say I would contrast myself to Rhodes and then the classism article. So that's 2 articles. That's my 2 sources. So maybe I would quote Rhodes twice and maybe the classism article once. That's my 3 in-text citations. Or you can do 3 in-text citations from 3 different sources if you're using, it doesn't matter, but at least 2 different sources with 3 in-text citations. Okay, possible format, you need the MLA heading, the title needs to be centered, your intro paragraph, set the stage, include the articles and the authors or the book and the authors of who you're going to compare and contrast before you give the thesis statement. The thesis statement, as we know, is usually the last sentence of the introductory paragraph. There is no topic sentence in an introductory paragraph. I have students who will highlight 2 sentences and it's not necessary. You set the stage, you give us a hook, and then you give the thesis statement. Body paragraphs, each one has to have a topic sentence. I want them explicit, and again, they need to be highlighted in yellow. Make sure they're highlighted in yellow, and then give your support for it. Have a closing if it's needed. Sometimes in body paragraphs in an essay, a closing is not needed because it will flow right to the next body paragraph seamlessly. But if not, put a closing paragraph there. You will know. All right, and make sure your topic sentence, I'm trying to give you a hint here. Make sure your topic sentence is something you wrote. Don't start with a quote from the article and then think that's the topic sentence. That's not. So topic sentence. First, Staples and I compare when we faced blah, blah, blah. Period. Describe it. Move on. Your closing paragraph, look at the sheet that I gave you before. Remember the 10 introductory strategies, and then it went over the thesis, then it went over, but look at those It's in the helpful hints for the writing document video. It's in week 2, and I also put it here in week 3. You should have made a copy of this document. I think it's worth having for my class and all your other classes as well. And then your works cited page. Again, if you're going to use 2 sources, you only have 2 entries here for the works cited, or if you decide to use 3 sources, then you would have 3 here. This essay is due Sunday, January 21st. Again, the readings are Staples Rhodes, Classism by Matt Gamble, and then the novel if you choose to use that. Okay, so again, compare and contrast yourself to any of these people, but make sure you use the classism article. And since there aren't anybody specific in the classism article, if you're comparing and contrasting to someone like Staples or Rhodes, if you want to bring the classism article in, that's fine. Or if you just want to say Gamble as the author in classism, that's fine. Just make sure you incorporate the classism article at least once. All right, and let me see what else. Below the essay prompt is a student's ISM paper from past semester, and Ramon gave me permission to use it. So look this over, and notice he didn't highlight his thesis statement, but I want to look at it. Comparing the stories of Cofer and Staples against my own story, I noticed that discrimination based on race, ethnicity, and appearance are also part of my life. So we know that he's going to compare himself to Cofer and Staples. And then what are we going to talk about? Again, I typed in red. I would have said racism, ethnicism, and lookism. If the paper's about isms, use isms in the thesis statement. And then let's take a look at his. And notice where his thesis statement is. It's the last paragraph of the introductory paragraph. Notice that he set the stage. He put the people and the articles. That way your readers know, well, who is Judith Cofer? And who is Staples? He has the articles there. Okay. And he decided not to use the novel, which is fine. And then here, first body paragraph. Here's the topic sentence. One significant similarity between Cofer and it should be me, because between is a preposition, so it should be Cofer and me. So one significant similarity is how society classifies us by race. So here, again, it should be me, but the point is this paragraph is going to be about Cofer and himself and racism. And then he goes on and explains that. All right. And then here he used an in-text citation. Perfect. And then let's take a look at the next body paragraph. The next aspect that I share with Cofer is to be judged by the strict beliefs of our families. And I wish he would have put the ism in here. So let me see if I can find the ism, but I would have put the ism there. But again, his topic sentence is highlighted. He gives information. Then here, next, the third body paragraph, Staples and I were both judged on lookism. This is good. I added this topic sentence here because he was not clear enough. So, oh, no wonder I like it. I'm the one who put it there. But anyway, Staples and I were both judged on lookism. Staples and I, and what are we going to talk about? Lookism. Then you go through here. Perfect. And then last body paragraph, discrimination has been presented different times, such as Cofer's and blah, 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 and still mine. So here again, oh, this is the closing paragraph. This does not need to be highlighted in yellow because the closing paragraph, the last paragraph of an essay has no topic sentence. Your point here is just to restate the main points. So I highlighted this to make sure because he does, look, he's restating the key people in the essay. Here he's using we because he's referring to Cofer, Staples, and himself. Again, maybe in week 2 you got dinged for this. Do not use we if it's generic. We should do this. No, one should do this or people should do this. If we is very specific and we know who you're referring to, it is okay to use we. But anyway, this is his closing. So this was good. So I hope this helps. I'm trying to make this so you guys don't make kind of the same errors that some students did before. So go ahead and follow this as a model if you want to. All right, and then I'm going to go back one more. I want to show you one more thing. So that was the sample student. Here's the helpful essay writing document. Again, make a copy of it. Watch the video again. You should have watched this in week 2. Submit your essay here by Sunday, January 21st. Again, make sure the thesis statement and all topic sentences are in yellow. If they are not, I'm not grading it, I'm sending it back. Do not use AI. If I see any of it, or if I read it and you write better than I do, which maybe you can, but if I feel like you're cheating, I'm going to call you on it. Please have integrity and do your own work. I am here to help you. Okay, everybody, good luck. Thank you. Bye.